So let's talk about one of the most wild stories in the entire history of science. It's got everything: a rebellious young genius, a deadly duel, and a mathematical theory scribbled down in a single, frantic night. And here's the crazy part: that theory, from almost 200 years ago, is the invisible shield that protects your most private information online right now. This is the incredible story of Évariste Galois. Think about this for a second. These are the actual words Galois wrote in the margins of his work, literally the night before he died. I do not have the time. It's just so haunting. You can feel the urgency of a mind that knows it's onto something huge, something world-changing, but is running out of seconds. That right there tells you everything you need to know about his life. It was lived on the absolute edge. And what a life it was. I mean, this guy's 20 years on Earth were just packed with drama and tragedy. He grew up in the chaos of post-Napoleonic France. His own father, a local mayor, tragically took his own life because of a political smear campaign. And Galois, he was a passionate political radical, which got him kicked out of school and even thrown in prison. It was this short, brilliant, fiery life caught in a storm of rebellion and, somehow, pure mathematical genius. So, yeah, this all brings us to that one night. The night before a duel, he just knew he was probably going to lose. But instead of running, instead of preparing, he stayed up all night just frantically writing, desperate to get these revolutionary ideas out of his head and onto paper. And that is the big question here, right? What was so unbelievably important that he'd spend his last few hours on Earth doing math? And how on earth does any of this, from the 1830s, has anything to do with your bank account, your DMs, your entire digital life today? Well, to get it, we have to go back to a problem that had been driving mathematicians crazy for centuries. The thing Galois was obsessed with wasn't some newfangled problem. No, this thing was ancient. It was the epic quest to find a single, universal formula for solving equations. For literally thousands of years, we were making progress. The ancient Babylonians had a formula for second-degree equations. Then in the Renaissance, mathematicians cracked the third and fourth-degree ones. But then, bam, a brick wall. For 300 years, the fifth-degree equation, the quintic, beat everyone. The greatest minds tried and failed. And the question started to change. It wasn't just what's the formula anymore. It became something much deeper. Is a formula even possible? This is where Galois' genius just shines. He decided to stop banging his head against the wall looking for a solution. Instead, he did something completely radical. He decided to study the structure of the problem itself. He was looking for hidden patterns. He asked this one question that changed everything. Everybody else was just looking at the numbers, trying to crunch them. Galois looked at the relationships between the numbers. He was looking for symmetry, kind of like the symmetry you'd see in a perfect snowflake or a crystal. Now, to talk about symmetry, he needed a new tool, so he basically invented one. We call it a group. A group is really just a formal way to describe symmetry. Think about a simple square. You can rotate it 90 degrees, 180, 270, you can flip it over, and it still looks like the same square. All those moves, all those transformations that leave it looking the same, together they form the group of the square. And this is where it gets really cool. Galois' big leap was realizing that the solutions to an equation, the roots, also have a set of symmetries. You can swap them around in very specific ways, and the deep properties of the equation don't change. These specific swaps, these symmetries, form a unique structure for every single equation. He had found a symmetry blueprint, a Galois group, for every equation in existence. And what he'd created? Well, it was more than just a neat trick. It turned out to be a bridge, a way to connect two completely different areas of mathematics. It was a tool for translation. It was like he'd found this mathematical Rosetta Stone. On one side, you've got the messy, complicated world of equations, called field theory. On the other, you have the clean, elegant world of symmetry, called group theory. Galois built a dictionary that let you translate a super hard problem about equations into a much, much simpler problem about its symmetry group. And with this new dictionary, he could finally see the answer. His theory proved that you can solve an equation with a general formula only if its Galois group has a certain kind of simple, well-behaved structure. He then looked at the Galois group for the general fifth-degree equation and proved that it did not have that simple structure. And there it was. He didn't just fail to find a formula, he proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that no such formula could ever exist. Game over. He solved a 300-year-old mystery. For decades, this was just beautiful math, pure, abstract, something mathematicians admired, but nobody thought had any real-world use. But then the computer came along, and suddenly, Galois' ideas found a purpose he could have never ever imagined. So how do we actually get from a duel in Paris in 1832 to the encrypted data on your phone right now? The connection is a little bit of a side road in Galois' work, but it's absolutely crucial. All right, so the key to this whole thing is something called a Galois field. Think of it as a number system. But unlike the numbers we're used to that go on forever, a Galois field has a finite number of things in it. And this turned out to be perfect for computers, because computers live and breathe in a finite world of zeros and ones. Galois fields gave us the perfect rulebook for doing math with digital data. Which brings us to this number, 256. This isn't random. This number, it turns out, is the magic number for modern digital security. See, your computer stores information in bytes, right? And one single byte can represent 256 different values, from 0 all the way to 255. Well, the number system built on those 256 values is a Galois field. It's known as GF28. And this exact mathematical structure is the engine running the show for what we call the Advanced Encryption Standard, or AES. That's the encryption that governments, banks, and all your secure apps use to protect your information. So here's basically how it works. When you encrypt something with AES, the algorithm scrambles your data over and over. And two of the most critical scrambling steps, called subbytes and mixed columns, are really just doing simple addition and multiplication. But they're doing it using the special rules of that 256-element Galois field. This special math makes it so that changing just one tiny bit of your original message completely changes the final encrypted result. It's Galois' abstract algebra, working as a powerful digital shield. So, Galois' theory answered an ancient question and ended up securing our modern world. But his work wasn't an endpoint, it was a beginning. It blew the doors open to whole new worlds of mathematics that we're still exploring today. So, is that it? Is the story over? Not even close. The questions that Galois' work opened up are still some of the hottest topics in math. You see, Galois gave us this incredible tool to translate any equation into its unique symmetry group. So naturally, mathematicians started wondering, okay, what if you try to go backwards? This is what's known as the inverse Galois problem. We know every equation has a symmetry blueprint, its Galois group. But does every possible symmetry blueprint have an equation that matches it? Can we find a polynomial for any symmetry structure we can possibly dream up? We still don't know the answer. It's this huge, open question, a direct descendant of the ideas Galois was scribbling down on his last night alive. I want to leave you with this one last thing, a quote from one of Galois' examiners back in 1829. He wrote that Galois had an extraordinary capacity for mathematics, which astonished him because he first thought the kid had little intelligence. It's just a shocking reminder of how easily true genius can be missed. A young man some people wrote off as not being very bright ended up laying the foundation for modern algebra and, completely by accident, the security of our entire digital world. It just makes you wonder, right? What other revolutionary ideas are out there, just waiting for the right person to see them?